Welcome back, Cigar Talk. I'm your host, Rob Jones, and we got the original.
Don't do it.
Thick Slady.
Really?
We got Bryant Falconer. We don't have no Slady in here. We do have a lady in here.
Yeah.
She's going to be our guest.
Not Thick
Pow
Slady,
Pow
though.
Kitty. Booyah. So, how you doing, bro?
Man, I'm doing good.
Good, man. It was good hanging out at the Leaf yesterday morning.
Yes.
I wasn't able to make it to the Leaf last night.
Me
Did you go
neither.
back up there?
No,
Okay.
me
I
neither.
had a herf with some of the guys, and, man, we had a good herf.
Good.
Just chilling.
How long did it go?
smoking. It started at 7:35. I know that because that's how I was 5 minutes late. But it started at 7:35, and I want to say we were done.
7:35 in the morning.
No. Like, I want to say like 11.
Oh.
It was like 3.5 hours.
Oh, you were real good then.
Yeah, I didn't get toasty. I didn't get drunk. That's what some people want to think.
You had the reserve Rob last night.
I did. I took it easy.
Gotcha.
And that's what a lot of people were like, you're not all hyped up tonight. I'm like, you know what? I got my ass kicked at work all week, and
I want to chill.
I want to chill.
I don't want to be
And
that
you know,
hyper.
Let me tell you what's funny, though.
What's that?
So Tim calls me today, my buddy, my best buddy, and he says, hey, man, I hope I wasn't out of line last night. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he was like, I was, messing with you, giving you shit, and somebody said that I was taking it too far. And I said, well, that person doesn't know me.
Yeah, they don't. They don't know your relationship with Tim.
Right. And I go, what did you say? He's like, I don't remember. And I said, I didn't even know you said shit. So,
and anyway, if he did go over the line with you, it was deserving.
And no. Then I told him, I only have one feeling, and it is not tender. It is not tender. You can say whatever you want to me because that dude is always going to be there.
It reflects.
He's coming down to the Streamathon.
Good.
Hey, let's talk about what we're smoking right quick.
I am smoking.
You're smoking the La Crema.
Experienza
Yeah,
La Crema.
La
And
Crema.
I'm pairing it with Bamboo XO, and B-Dub was correct.
How is that?
They go perfect together. This is not the real sweet when the XO is not the real
that's
sweet.
the lesser.
Yes.
Okay. Well, and I'm not a big fan of the Bamboo, but I can tell you that pairing makes me want to be like, you know what? Maybe I should try that just for the pairing.
The XO, not the regular, because you'd be
right.
like, no.
Yeah, I can't do the regular.
Gotcha. But this is pairing perfectly, bro.
Nice. I'll be firing up one of those after the break later on, or during the interview, or on the next segment, or whenever I get up tomorrow.
Or 5 minutes from now.
Might be right now. I'm smoking in the gray 1990 25.
Whoa!
Is there a problem? What happened?
Whoa!
What? So, guys, we had to take a quick little break because Bryant said that I said the N-word, and I don't think I did, but I'm going to play it back. I didn't say it intentionally if I did. I can promise you that. I was saying Nika Libre.
Now, that's way better. That's you stepped away from the LeBuckian real quick.
Well, when you make me feel paranoid, because that was not intentional. If I did say that, I apologize.
I was like, whoa.
I mean, I don't normally. Maybe I'll have to quit smoking this cigar.
I looked over at Larry, and he was shaking his head like, oh.
So, anyway, though, this is the 25th Silver Anniversary Edition, blended by AJ Fernandez.
That's a good stick.
And so, you know what? We got a little something coming up, and we're going to talk about it after the break when we get back from the interview. But we're going to do a giveaway.
Okay.
And we're giving away something badass. I mean, badass.
As in? Oh, you're not going to say now?
I'm going to show you
show
after
me?
the break when we get back from the interview what it is.
Okay.
And you're going to be flipping out.
Okay.
It's that good. And while we're on break, I came up with a few ways that we'll have like people participate
To give it away?
To give it away.
Okay.
And it's like, I came up with a few options. Some of them, people are going to be like, nah, I ain't doing that.
Yeah, because I was going to say, please let them be legal.
All
please
legal.
Let it be legal.
All legal. But anyway, that's what I'm smoking. And I'm drinking the Old Tub. Bottle and Bond. Dude, Larry picked that bottle up for like $18.
Yeah.
I mean, for $18, I don't know. And you know what? I was talking to the guy the other night, and he was like, hey, have you ever had the Evan Williams Bottle and Bond? And I was like, I have, and it's good. But
however,
I think like we have found a plethora of bourbons that are like way better and in that same price zone. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I mean, we're finding bottles that are like $18 to $25, $26. That's on the level of the $40.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So
I'm with you on that because that Old Tub, you look at the name, you're like, okay, where'd he get this out the tub? But when you taste it, you're like, oh, man, this is good.
Yeah.
The aroma is good, the taste, the flavor, the aftertaste. You're like, man, they did the right thing with this one.
Yeah.
But they gave it a bad name.
Well, you know why they call it
why that?
Is because it's actually the original recipe of Jim Beam that started out
in a
being in a tub.
Wow.
And they called it the Old Tub.
Gotcha.
So
they came up with a great name.
And, the thing is, I'm not a fan of Jim Beam.
Yeah. My grandfather was.
Well, I was back when I was 21, but I burned myself out.
Jim Beam.
I mean, this is Jim Beam's Old Tub is a bottle and bond Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Just like the original Old Tub, it has not been carbon or chill factor filtered. Only, what is that? Quality screened to remove bits of barrel wood. So it's not been filtered. I mean, basically, they pour it through a strainer. And what you get is what you get. And so when I read that, I was like, I'll give it a try.
And that's the way they did it originally anyway, because they didn't have all those filters back then.
Right. They had an old tub.
He's like, give me Bub's shirt. Pour it.
Right. Hey, I've used the shirt for a filter. Hey, let me tell you this. When me and my brother would go out, like, camping and stuff.
Who, Russ or your other brother?
My older brother, the doctor. So we would go out camping on my dad's land. It was like 500 acres. And there was like 4 tanks on the property, which tanks is a pond.
Yeah.
And, hotter than balls, you'd want something to drink.
Yeah.
And we would take your shirt and scoop up the water and hold it over a glass, and whatever came out, we drank it.
We did that in the Army, too. It's like, oh, man, that water's kind of brown. Use your shirt. It's brown, too. Right. Whatever falls in that clear, the clearer it is, the better. But just as long as it ain't brown, go in that canteen, you can drink it later. I understand that totally. But he said, give me your shirt, bub. Pour the bourbon.
Hey, so now we're going to jump into some topics here.
Topics.
And by the way, this is a very good pairing. And I'll tell you this, the cigar is slightly more powerful than the bourbon.
And that's what's happening with this.
Really?
And it's cream. You get the cream, and then when you take that sip of the rum, it has that little bit of sweet to it.
And
they're
like, dancing, dancing off of each other.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
that's what you want. That's what you're looking for in a pairing.
Well,
you don't want either one to just totally overpower the other.
Right. And I will say this, though, like when I smoked the Medallia, it never overpowers the bourbon. It always meshes perfectly. There's just something about the flavor profile of the Medallia that, dude, I mean, so many of the bourbons I drink, which is, the 100 to the 100 and...
That old granddad. That old granddad.
We got the 127.7 up there. So.
Nope.
And I think we drank that. Yeah. Because Larry sent me a message the next day, and he was like, man, that old Forester 127.7 really got me. And I was like, I'm finishing the bottle right now.
Oh, my goodness. But it was good. It sneaks up on you.
The thing about it is, if you're drinking really good bourbon at a high proof, it's going to sneak up on you.
It's going to sneak up on you, yeah.
Because you don't even notice it's that high.
No, you don't. You don't. It's smooth,
right?
And then you sit back later on, like, why can't I get out the chair?
Now we'll say this though, like that Texas Ranger that I was drinking, that's 80 proof that Jay brought over.
Yeah,
when I'm drinking that, I'm like, this is like water with a little sugar and vanilla.
Uh-huh.
However,
did it sneak up on you?
No,
it didn't. It just stayed that way.
80 proof.
Okay.
I could drink that whole bottle and not even notice.
No, don't do that.
I'm not. I'm just saying at 127 proof or the old granddads at 114, you can't. You got to be careful.
You do. You
know
do.
What I mean? It's like safety first.
True.
Or be ready to get a garden hose.
Make sure the mud is cold.
I could testify to that, Your Honor. So, anyway, I want to talk a minute about what McAuliff just did.
Holla at us.
So, I don't know how many of you guys are ambassadors. If you're not an ambassador, you should be. And you also, if you're not doing the passport system, you're missing out. We have a dude that's here, but he's outside. He's won over $1,200.
He's won $1,500.
Well, that was back in December. Yeah. So
he told me yesterday. He said $1,500, and I'm like, oh my god!
And you know what? That's just free cigars.
Yes,
dude,
$1,500 in free sticks.
I mean, and they give you a what do you call it? A gift card.
Yeah, for your
with $100, and you go get whatever you want to get at your shop,
and
that's another example of McAuliff taking care of the brick and mortars, because
the bar so
they didn't
high.
send them a bag of cigars. No. They sent them a gift card to their shop.
Yeah, do what you want.
Take care of the brick and mortar and the cigar smoker. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Dude. But anyway, McAuliff marks million cigar milestone and returns the PCA trade show.
Get the clap. Get the clap.
I don't think I have that one on. Let me see if I can't.
You can't. Sorry. Okay, I'll do it. Yay!
I can do this. Thank you, people. McAuliff has kicked total ass.
Me and Larry had to take our earphones. That shit was loud.
That was loud. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Anyway, no, dude. I mean, when it comes to companies,
when it comes to culture, because their culture.
No, we were going to get to that too. Because I mean, you got to look at every facet, and there's not a facet that like is trailing. You know what I mean? They raise everything up together. Yeah. They raise up the brick and mortars. They raise up the ambassadors. They raise up the consumer. They raise up other cigar brands.
Yes, they do.
How many times have you seen other cigar brand owners on one of their shows?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
They raise everyone. Yeah. And I mean, dude, you don't see a lot of companies do that.
Because they're thinking about themselves. It's all about me,
I think a lot of companies are like,
that dollar.
I can't promote them because if I do, I'm going to lose $1.
That dollar.
Right. And I think it strengthens your brand.
Oh, it does.
When it says, you know what? We're proud of what we do. We hope you enjoy it. And
but we're a part of this community.
We're part of the whole community.
Yes.
We're not just about us.
No.
So anyway, and the passports, dude, it's so easy.
It's a great
There's
ride.
a link down the show notes. You can email them. They will send you a passport. You smoke through it. You send them the passport, and you're in a drawing for $100 gift card to your local shop.
And B-Dub will attest. They send those gift cards out.
Boom.
And
dude's won $1,500.
$1,500.
I mean,
he didn't win 15 of those cards.
I mean, how often he wins, I wouldn't spend them. I'd save them up. When I get another $1,500, I'd be walking in there. It'd be like, making it rain, baby.
I want that cabinet.
Right.
What? I want that cabinet.
Sure, that's not for sale. I got $1,500.
That's mine.
No, but I mean, dude, I don't know of any other cigar company that just gives back like they do. So becoming an ambassador, too, we'll put a separate show note link for the ambassador program. And then let's go ahead and give a shout out to Case Elegance. Woo. So you guys, I mean, you might remember a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, we had Matthew on the show.
Correct.
And the thing about it is, I told Matthew that Cigar Talk would buy him a stereo. Mm-hmm. And so I bought him one. It shipped here, and I got it not last Saturday, but the Saturday before.
Okay.
But, dude, work has been kicking my ass. Cigar Talk's kicking my ass. The Streamathon planning is kicking my ass. So I haven't had the opportunity to go over to Matthews and set it up.
Gotcha.
I did that today. And so.
How was it?
Dude, let me tell you what. When I pulled up to his house, he was sitting on the porch waiting.
Anticipate.
He was. Well, he'd already called me once. He was like, "Hey, Rob, you gonna make it over today?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll be there at 12:30." And then
you told him that yesterday. I remember when he was leaving. He said 12:30. You was like, "Yeah, 12:30."
Right, but he messaged me at like 10:30. You know,
making sure.
Right, and
we'll give you a 2-hour lead, bro.
So I go. I surprise him because I go in and he's got like this cabinet that is like where a window is, but it's just as wide as the window. Mm-hmm. It has storage on both sides. Mm-hmm. And we got him the Bluetooth stereo speakers that he doesn't need a stereo.
He just use his phone.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's what he has all his music on. So anyway, I set up his speakers like, you know, at the edges of each wall.
Okay.
And then I surprised him with a Case Elegance humidor.
Wow.
I was like, dude, here's the centerpiece between the two speakers.
Wow.
And he was like, wow, dude, why did you do that? And I was like, dude, Cigar Talk likes to bless people.
Yeah, man.
And, dude, the greatest part, first of all, I hooked it up to my phone.
Oh, Lord.
And
he played something very loud.
You know what? I wanted to see how loud it was, how much bass it has. And I got to tell you, I was completely blown away because the speakers sounded amazing.
Wow.
And, of course, you know, I had to start out with Slacker.
I'm a slacker.
Yeah. Slacker, Tech 9, that's your thumping beat.
Yeah, because that bass comes through.
So, anyway, I got him all set up. I even seasoned his humidor for him. When I left there,
so it was perfection. Dude, you walked in with gifts. He didn't have to do anything, just enjoy them.
Boom. And when I left, it was already at 69. You know why? Because I used what they sent
and followed the
directions.
I didn't
have to figure it out.
Did you throw the directions away this time?
Yes. I was like, if it gets down below 64, call me. I'll come over. Because I figure, you know, that's the way you got to do it. You got to take care of it. You got a problem there? Okay. Anyway, the greatest part of the whole thing, though, was I told him bye. I left. I was walking out to my car. He's in the house, door closed. I hear music, and then I hear, hell yeah! Dude hadn't had music for 2 months.
Yeah, you know he enjoyed that. He enjoyed that gift.
Yeah.
He's like, hell yeah!
Yeah, and at that point, I was like, okay, that is what I need. I don't know what he's wanting bourbon. Larry's like, give me some drinking material. Anyway, yeah, it was just, that's the cigar community.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? And it's not, most of the time it's just you giving sticks to people. Mm-hmm. But sometimes when you see a dude, and I mean, you know what? Let's talk about the Leaf because Jay leads by example. What a douchebag.
Because he went over there and fixed his outlet.
Right. And then I felt like I had to do something, you know? So
I have to upgrade from what Jay did. So how do you do this?
Right. I mean, Jay leads by example. Yeah. And so, you know what? He inspires us. Yeah, and that's one of the, I mean, when he told me what he did for Matthew, I was like, okay, cool. And then when Jay told me finally he was able to plug in his stereo because I fixed the outlet, but the stereo didn't work.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, we can do that. We can take care of that. So anyway, I hope he loves it. You know what I mean?
Well, you know he loved it because he gave out that acknowledgement. Hell yeah! Went crazy with it. That's the beauty of it, man. That's the community, man. Looking out for each other. And just enjoying one another.
You know what? You don't have to do it on a grand scale.
No.
If you do it to people that are less fortunate than you are, and Matthew's way less unfortunate than most, I mean, you've seen his face.
Oh, God. Okay. Stop.
Sorry.
He's just gone through some wars in his young life.
That he brought on himself because he's stupid. Stop. Just kidding, Matthew. Well, you know, we all did dumb stuff when we were young.
That's why I'm laughing, because you actually said that.
I did lots of dumb stuff. You know what?
I keep telling folks, it was a blessing that I got to be a cop, because I did a whole lot of stuff in my life. And I said, I never got caught. I was like, man. So when my son came around, I said, dude, you can't do this. You can't do. He's like, why? I said, because I'm going to promise you, I know what you're doing.
Dude, let me tell you something. When I was in high school, I went to Austin on a photographer trip for the yearbook.
Uh-huh.
We were in a bus. We stopped in Kerrville, Texas.
I know where that is.
Right by San Antonio. Mm-hmm. And me and the guy I was staying with, we had brought booze.
In high school.
Right. He was an exchange student from Holland.
Oh, see, he'd been drinking booze legally,
right?
Legally, so
right.
it wasn't an issue
but
with him.
But he drank beer. I brought cherry
you drink the warm
vodka.
Beer? Oh, you brought cherry vodka,
dude? I was in high school. It was nasty, but
it was liquor.
It was liquor.
I got you.
And so we started drinking that, and then I also brought a bag of weed.
No, man.
Because back in the day, when I was dumb.
You got exchange student.
Yeah.
If this ain't American Pie.
I was like, look what I brought. So anyway, we partake, and it was like midnight, and I was like, let's go check out the town. So we're on foot. It's 12:30. We're walking across a parking lot.
Seasoned, both of you.
And I see a cop car go by, and I was like, be ready to run.
Get the track shoes on, baby.
The cop car goes all the way down where you could just barely see his lights, and I see him whip around, and I was like, go! Hauled ass to the back of this strip mall, and we jumped over this fence, and on the other side of that fence was another fence, but there was like a foot gap.
Uh-huh.
So we're down in between the two fences, and the cop starts rolling through the alley. I'm like, don't say anything.
Don't breathe. Don't breathe.
So anyway, the cop drives by like 4 times. He's shining his light through the fence, and I'm like, he's going to see us. Anyway, he doesn't. And finally, I mean, I'm scared, and I don't move for like 40 minutes. I don't talk. I don't move. Because, you know, I'm in another town.
He was paranoid.
I was in another town. And so finally, I'm like, his name was Jonas. I was like, Jonas. Motherfucker left me.
He thought you was gone because you lay still. He's like, he done left me, so he left.
I got back to the room. I was like, dude, you should have tell me you were leaving. He's like, you told me not to say anything.
He followed instructions. You mad at him for following instructions.
Yeah, but tell me you're leaving.
He said, right? You said don't say nothing. I wasn't going to say nothing.
Anyway, we didn't get caught.
Yeah, we see.
But I also remember when we got to Austin, me and that dude roomed together. We were on the 12th floor. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hey, let's do something cool. Grab a cart. Go fill up this bed sheet with ice. So I take his sheet off his bed. I put it on the cart. He filled it up and then made it a big thing. Yeah. Brought it back on a cart, and we dropped it off the balcony.
Dude, you know you could have killed somebody with that.
Dude, when it hit the driveway, it was awesome.
And he was an old lady walking up under it.
No, you could see. I mean, there was nobody around. There was nobody around.
So you thought.
But it was a cool experience.
I'm just thankful nothing happened.
We did it in the name of science.
It was not science. That was delinquency.
Sometimes they've been known to be the same thing.
You got to quit, dude.
Hey. Anyway, we have a special guest coming up next. We got Pow Pow Kitty. You know what it makes me want to say?
No, please don't.
I don't know if you remember that Disney movie. Okay. Was it like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
Bang, yeah.
So I like Kitty Kitty Pow Bang Bang. You know, because boom, 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 boom. I think you should change it.
Just bring her up.
All right. Hey,
you killed that.
we got more stuff to talk about when we come back. So we're going to do an interview with Kitty Pow Pow or Kitty Pow. And then
just changed his woman name.
And then me and Brian are going to do the pick six.
Yes, sir.
We're going to talk about the Tyson incident, which I have a lot of feeling about that.
Yeah.
Like,
we both have a lot of feeling about that.
And so anyway, and then we got I'm going to show what we're going to do for the giveaway for this episode.
Gotcha.
So don't let me forget to do that.
I won't.
All right, guys.
Larry won't either.
Hey, we got Kitty Pow coming up. Is it Kitty Pow or Pow Pow? Okay, it's Kitty Pow Pow. She's on her way up. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back after a quick break. Hey, guys, thanks for hanging through the break. We have a special guest with us, and I'm going to try it one more time. We have Kitty Pow Pow. Is that right?
Pow Pow Kitty, but you know.
Oh, are you serious? The whole time I was doing it wrong.
The whole time you've known me.
Yeah.
It's been backwards.
So it's Pow Pow Kitty.
Yes, that's actually trademarked.
Nice.
Because Kitty Pow Pow is
a badass.
Somebody different.
Yeah. That's like a third person.
Yes.
Awesome. So like what does Pow Pow Kitty do?
So Pow Pow Kitty's my alter ego. It came out of shooting guns. I had never done it, and it was just some goofy shit we were talking about in the gun store one day. I'm like, yeah, Pow Pow Kitty, I can do anything.
Nice.
And it stuck. So
very
I'm
cool.
like, you know what? I'm gonna do a thing. I'm gonna create a whole life, and I'm gonna go out and teach women how to be badass.
There you go. Awesome. Well, hey, thanks for coming over to the studio, hanging out with us the first half of the show, and now you're in the hot seat. You said you identify as Bryant Falconer.
I do.
But that's a tall order.
It is.
So we're not going to make you stay there. We just want you to feel comfortable to be yourself.
Okay.
So anyway, you've been coming to the Leaf now for, I don't know, like 6 months, 8 months, 9 months?
It's been a year.
Has it been a year?
It was one of the first places I found when I moved down here.
Isn't that great when you find a place where you can just go in and relax?
I love it. I get a little unruly because it's usually the end of my work week, and I'm like, I need to relax.
It's your
I'm
safe
going to go
place.
have fun.
Yeah.
And I really love their chessboard in there. That was kind of one of my big draws. Is it was right about when Queen's Gambit was hot, and I'm like,
Great freaking movie, by the way.
I know nothing about chess, but I'm going to learn it right now. And so when I saw the Leafs chessboard, I'm like, this is awesome.
You really just learned.
Yeah.
Wow. So you played pretty good. I didn't realize that you were that spanking new.
Yeah.
Wow. So you played really good. I thought that
Thank
maybe you played for a while, and I was like, she sucks.
Dang.
No.
That was harsh.
Yeah. No. I knowing that, you played very well. You made a couple of mistakes that cost you. But
yes.
Other than that,
this is my life. I just dive blindly into things, and I don't usually think about 5 steps ahead. So
now, does that apply towards your cigar experience?
It does. I'm very haphazard with it. So my very first cigar was on a cruise, and a bunch of my friends at Golly, it must have been 15 years ago, took on a cruise and like, hey, here's a Cuban, try this. And as any first-time person putting a cigar in their mouth, had no idea, took a puff. I didn't know if it was the cruise going to make me puke or the cigar.
Right.
I didn't really get into cigar lifestyle until I got into Las Vegas, and I found La Casa Cigar Lounge in
now,
Tivoli
did you
Village.
live in Vegas?
I did.
Okay.
We were there for about 10 years.
How'd you like that?
You know, it was fun while it was fun. So I'm a nurse by trade, and I did contract nursing in California, and people in California weekend in Las Vegas. So I got the brains about me. I'm like, I'll just go take a contract in Las Vegas, and then we all have a free crash pad. Promptly got there and said, don't ever stay at my house. Go stay at the Strip. I have a life.
Right. And I mean, every weekend is not party time at my place.
Yes.
Because that gets old quick.
So, I don't know. And really, it was kind of getting into the gun industry and breaking into the boys club.
Yeah.
That I'm like, anything you can do, I can do.
And
show me.
So you were doing the guns. Is that like one time you decided I'm going to do the cigars? How'd that happen?
It was just that, and that's the whole weird part about it. I I just dove all in. And one day I found that La Casa, and it was a fun thing. And I grabbed a cigar, and I'm like,
did you walk into a cigar shop by yourself? I mean, where did it actually start? Who got you to smoke a cigar?
It was blind. It was blind. Walked in. There were some girlfriends after work one day. It was a crap shift at the hospital. I'm like, we need to go relax. And, Tivoli Village is kind of bougie. So we're like, whatever, let's go have a good time. Walked in, Amy Dickinson. She goes by Cigar Girl, or Chicago Girl Amy on her Instagram, was the cigar anista. And she saw the very lost look on these nurses' faces going, smoking's bad. Nurses shouldn't be smoking. And I walked in the humidor. I'm like, I have no idea what I want. I have no idea. I'm breaking in.
And there's so many choices.
Oh my God, it was overwhelming. It was just beautiful. And I loved the smell. I loved the vibe. And she took me over and she's like, I'm not going to give you a prissy cigar, but I'm going to give you something I know you're going to palate. And so she paired me up with this honey dipped cigar, and she gave me the Angel's Envy, which became my go-to pairing. And that's how we started it. And then I'd go in there. I'm like, I feel bold today. Give me something bold. And she would always just kind of take my hand and guide me and give me something. And she was my deep V cut girl. She did this. She called it the Royale cut.
Right.
The double cross. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll try it. And she constantly was pushing me to try something new, try something different.
That is awesome to have a tobacconist that will guide you, but also just let you experience the whole gamut.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't want a tobacconist that's always going to just give you the same old because, I know you haven't been smoking that long. Let's keep it light. Mm-hmm. No, let's try the whole gamut because my palate's different. When I first started, I was full-blown nicotine bombs, flavor bombs, whatever it could be. The spicier, the better. Boom. Because I was like, that's what a cigar's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And then I started working myself backwards to get where I am now, which is you know what? I like it all. Just depends on my mood, what I'm pairing it with. You know what I mean?
That's how it goes for me. I will typically start with something with wine. Right? I'm a wine girl. So I'll go with a cigar that's going to go good with whatever I'm drinking. And then I'll usually end it off with some whiskey. Now, for the first time since I got here and got some great selections from the Leaf, I woke up one morning and husband's like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, I feel like having a cigar with my coffee. I don't know.
That's how I start every day. My wife sets it up to where the coffee will be ready when I get up. I go in the kitchen, pour myself a cup. I come in here, I sit down, and I light up a stogie. That's how you start a day. It's going to be a good day.
It is. I have discovered I don't like the very small cigars. They get too hot for me. They get too hot too fast, and
that's
then I'm over it.
I'm assuming you mean like a Lancero.
No, I mean those little, the itty bitty little ones. They almost look like a cigarette.
You're talking about the cigarillos.
Yeah.
Yeah, those aren't cigars.
Yeah.
Sorry for you who smoke those, but those are not cigars. Come on. No, they're cigarillos. They're not cigarettes, but they're also not cigars.
No.
You know what I mean? They're that in between, and I don't want to smoke those. I've smoked a few, and it's I've never been in a pinch where that filled in and I felt satisfied. Mm-mm. It's you know what? If you don't have time for a real cigar, don't smoke.
Yeah. I tend to like the bigger gauge.
Do you?
I don't know why. It's just a thing.
I used to be there.
I like the burn of them. I feel like they give me that more full flavor without getting too hot.
What's the biggest rain gauge you've smoked?
Oh.
Because 60 to me is a big ring gauge. But if you smoke the 70 or the 80, that's at the Leaf under, I think it's the Lunatic cigar.
Yes.
Have you smoked that?
Yes.
Are you serious?
I smoked at least a little bit of it before I'm like, holy crap, I'm going to be here for 20 hours, dude. I'm not going to get through it in one sitting. I'm not going to get through it in one sitting.
I've never smoked one.
Oh.
I will not smoke one.
Oh, see, it was a gift from my father-in-law. He's like, here. Try this.
You said he always gives you big ring gauges.
He does, man. He brings the big things out, and he has some bougie ass taste with cigars.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, that's how we met. It was the first time I just met my husband. We were on like date number 5. And he's like, so my dad's coming to town. I'm like, well, I'm not ready to meet the parents yet. He goes, well, he smokes cigars. He wants to meet you. I'm like, okay. And this man comes out and he whips out this pack of cigars. He's like, try a cigar with a Coke. I'm like, I've never, okay, well, sure, whatever. I'm trying to make a good impression on this man.
You know, that's the worst pairing I've ever had was smoking a cigar with a Coke. Just that, I don't know what it is, but I've tried it and I have never found a cigar that works well with that.
The acidity of the cola, it just...
Yeah, and I don't drink sodas. So, you know, I tried it. Oh, I will say this, though. I don't drink sodas, but I did try the pairing, and I don't know if you have, with a root beer.
I have not.
That is a very good pairing. Like, I don't like sodas, but something about, you know, root beer comes, the flavor from the old root beer, which was derived from roots. Mm-hmm. So you get that earthiness from a soda that pairs very well with an earthy, leathery type cigar. And so a guy told me about it, and I was like, that sounds ridiculous. And then I had it, and I was like, wow, that's actually pretty good.
I'll have to try that one.
You
next
will
time.
have to try that one.
Here again, I go into everything kind of crazy. So this is, moving down here has been Pow Pow Kitty Goes West. And I'm trying everything that I can get my hands on down here. Today I did horse riding for the first time.
Horse riding?
Yes.
You said raiding.
Riding.
Sounded like you said raiding.
Well, I'm going to raid with some horses later. That's
right.
That's the Viking in me, though.
Gotcha. Are you a Viking?
Apparently.
Cool.
I did that ancestry thing. They like, really? I don't think I'm powerful.
83% Irish, and then it says I'm also a Neanderthal. So I don't know if Neanderthals qualifies Vikings, but they are. I like being a Neanderthal. That's what I'll say. You know what I mean? It's like, it suits me. Thank you. Anyway, so you've been smoking now for how long?
Probably about 5 years.
Okay, so you're like
casual. Like, it's very rare for me. When we were in Vegas, it was once a month. I would go up for a Wednesday and be Whiskey and Cigar Wednesday, and that was I feel like a boss today. I need a break. And I didn't care if I had anybody to go with me. I was just going to go sit up there, and I met the most interesting people.
And when you're sitting there with a cigar, it's like, yep, that's me. You know what? So, I mean, that, like, don't come over here if you're bringing some weak shit, okay? Yeah. I'm smoking a cigar. If you got, like, really good shit, come on over. Yeah. But other than that, I'm not hanging out with dweebs, you know?
Precisely. It was very bossy. At that point, I was
where did you go
I'd be
smoke?
In my high heels at that La Casa. It was just such a beautiful lounge and a beautiful area, and you got
I didn't go to that one.
Good people watching.
I really only went to one cigar lounge while I was in Vegas, and that was the 8. It's a new lounge. I don't know how old, but I know it's very new.
Okay.
And it was a great experience. I love the lounge. Their humidor is like not in the lounge. Like when you go in the lounge, you're in the lounge. But if you want a cigar, you have to go back out and then over one and go in new doors. And they had a decent selection of cigars, not anything that like blew you away. But, you know, you're in Vegas, so there's a premium price slapped on every cigar.
Of course. That's the entertainment tax.
Right.
Your cigar's entertainment. Here you go.
And so, you know, I always, if I'm going to go hang out at your lounge and smoke, I'm going to buy some of your cigars. That's the way you do it.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I remember like buying 2 cigars for like $55, $60. And it was like, that would probably cost me like $22 at my shop, but whatever. But the lounge was really nice. And what sucked though, the whole inside was already people sitting, so there was no room to sit inside where it was really nice. Yeah. We went outside. It was cold. The wind was blowing 30 miles an hour. So we found like a little cubby hole where there were some chairs and a table. So we sit down and we light up cigars, and some dude that looks like he's like 25 is walking by, and I'm like, hey, bro, your zipper's down. And he's like, oh. And then he realizes that I'm fucking with him. His zipper's not down. And he goes, hey, whatever, you know. And he says, what are you guys doing here this week? And I was like, we're a podcast, we do a show, and we're here for the TPE. What do you do? And he was like, oh, I own the place. And I was like, oh, nice to meet you. Sorry for being a dick. And anyway, he was like, hey, what are y'all drinking? And we told him, and he was like, all right, I'll send a round out for you.
Very cool.
Right.
I always wanted to, so we owned a gun store when I was in Vegas. And our desire in life was to get the space next to us and call it the smoking gun. So you could go shoot in the little virtual range, or you could go over and have a relaxing smoke.
That's badass. Did you do that?
No.
Oh, you moved.
I moved
to Abilene.
I moved to Abilene.
What was the draw for Abilene to pull you in?
I jumped like 3 rungs of the career ladder and was like, I'm gonna go be a boss now, so let me go try that. And here was my choices, right? I'm looking at the job board and I'm like, I could go to Midland or Abilene, and I know nothing about it, but my husband's texting and I'm like, hey babe, Abilene or Midland? He's like, Abilene.
Yeah,
he's like, you'll never handle the smell of Midland.
Yeah, or you can't drink the water there.
Oh.
I lived there for a bit, and you could like do a complete blackout drunk one night, be hung over like nobody's business the next day. You're not drinking the water. Like you're dying of thirst. You will not drink tap water in Midland.
If the apocalypse happens, that's not the place to be.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I don't know where that would be, but that is not it. But anyway, so now that you're at the Leaf, I mean, like for people sitting at home, I want you to tell people what the Leaf experience is like.
It's cozy. It's comfortable. If you're not even a cigar person, they just kind of welcome you in, and I feel like the atmosphere, there's a little something for everybody in there. Just even if you just go in to look around and check it out. The humidor is amazing.
The humidor, crap. I call it the Noah's Ark.
It is.
Because you walk in and you're like, you look down and you're like, holy shit.
It keeps going.
Yeah.
It keeps going forever. And there's
at least 2 of everything.
Yes.
So that's why I call it Noah's Ark.
Aww. That's cute. I never noticed that. And here's the other thing about that. I've probably tried the most variety of cigars since we've been here, just because there's so much in there. My favorite that I grabbed in there off blind. I'm a girl. Okay, I pick things by pretty label.
Oh, okay.
That's what I do. If it's got a fun, cute
Brian
little
does
label.
that too.
See, channeling Brian.
He's all about pretty labels.
The Sin Compromiso.
Oh, the Sin Compromiso from Zaka, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I actually told you needed to smoke that.
And I did. It's probably to this moment one of my favorite cigars. I think it was amazing. It hit everything I needed.
And you know what I love about that cigar is that it's so unique. Like, if you smoke it and you've never smoked it before, you might be like, yeah, that was great. And then, a month later, be like, what am I going to smoke now? Oh, you know what? I want to smoke that because it has a signature blend. Because a lot of cigars, let's be honest, if you smoke this cigar, it's comparable to this cigar. Sin Compromiso, comparable to none. You know what I mean? It's its own originality.
Second cigar that I ever had a passion for, the Opus X. Those were the 2. Typically, I don't smoke things all the way down. The Opus X and the Sin Compromiso, I couldn't stop. It was great.
And here's the thing. At a 5-year time period of you smoking cigars, you have to know that you're still like a baby.
Yes. I have no idea.
Because I've been smoking now for close to 10, and I'm still a baby. And when I say that, it means that every time I go to the shop, I learn something new. You know what I mean? And so you always want to be at that level. Nobody knows it all. There's too many cigars, too many facets that go into the cigar that you can be like, oh, I like this, and this is only what I like. No, there's tons. There's like this plethora of cigars coming from all different countries, all different blenders. And so, I mean, it's an adventure. It's a journey that will never end.
It's a carnival of delight.
It is. And I'm the guy guessing your weight and your age. If I guess it, you don't win. You know what? If you don't mind, I'm going to have a little bit of this
Please
Angel
do.
Envy.
I'm going to tell you, that has seriously become, that was always my cigar thing, and you put the ball of ice in there?
I don't do ice.
It depends on my mood.
You know what? I can be in a fantastic mood. I can plan out serial killer objectives, and I always no ice.
No ice.
Yeah.
No ice. He's hot.
Boom.
Right underneath it.
No, not hot. It's room temperature. I just don't like it chilled. I don't like diluting the flavor. And I've bought bottles before that people were like, oh, well, that's so hot. The reason you didn't like it is because you're supposed to add ice. No. I'm going to drink it the way they made it. And if it's something I want to drink, I'll drink. And if it's not good just the way they made it, then I don't want it.
See, I was always a Jameson girl because of Irish.
I started with Jameson, Irish. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, you know what? I was at the Leaf and Alan Turner brought in a bottle of Buffalo Trace. And I tried that and I was like, wow, that's good. I've really never liked bourbon before.
We did a blind taste test. I got my girls. Okay, see, here's the thing. I've got my little girl squad, right? There's 4 of us. And I've gotten them into cigars a little bit and into whiskey. And we did a blind taste test with Conor McGregor's Proper 12.
How was that?
And we told the bartender we want to try both of these. We're not going to look. Pour them in 2 different cups and let's see.
Now, what was the other one?
It was Caskmates. Jameson
Okay.
Caskmates.
Gotcha.
Because, God, that's amazing, right?
I've never had that. I've only had...
I'll bring that to you next time. I'll bring that because it's amazing.
I've only had the regular Jameson. That's what I started on.
But have you been to the Jameson factory?
No, I have not.
God, that's why. That's why I got hooked on Jameson. When you go to the factory and you learn how it was all made and the history, and they have like 100-year lease on that property.
Wow.
That's why they've been able to stand right there in the middle of Dublin, because back in 100 years ago, we bought the lease, so we're here for another 30.
Wow. So you got to think that the next lease is going to be high dollar.
It's got to be.
You know what I mean? They're the number one. I mean, really, Jameson is the number one Irish whiskey available. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying it's the best, but it is the most well known.
It is.
So
we were so disappointed when we did the blind taste test, and we're like, dude, I like this so much better. It's got to be the Caskmates. And then they're like, nope, that was the Proper 12. We felt like we just betrayed our entire heritage. We're like, well, going Scots now.
Yep, there you go. Now, are you a Scotch drinker?
I'm a drinker.
Well,
I
yeah.
mean, look, let me be honest. Again, I'll try anything. If I like it, I like it, and I'll keep going back. If I don't,
I won't drink it again. If I don't like it, I'm not going to drink it again.
Yeah.
It's like, with some cigars, I've actually been like, I didn't really care for it. And then I've gone back to it a year later, and I'm like, you know what? That was actually not like I thought originally. I'm going to try this again. And then it gets better because you start noticing those nuanced flavor profiles that you didn't get the first time. But with whiskey, if I don't like it, I'm not going back to it.
Here's the irony, right? I never used to drink, and my mom feels like I'm a horrible alcoholic now. And she feels that way because she got me into it. I didn't even drink anything, and she came out when I was in California like, oh, we're going to go to Temecula. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I've got to work. I don't want to do it.
Were you in Temecula?
No, we were in Redondo Beach at that point.
It's so weird because I know so many people from Temecula.
Really?
Through the cigar show. But
seriously?
Yes.
It's one of our favorite little like weekend girls trip to go to. It's just, oh my God, Old Town Temecula. We tear that up.
Well, there's a cigar lounge there called the Cigar Cave.
How have I never found that?
I don't know, but we had the owner on the show. Her name is Emmy Lee.
Okay.
She's from Romania. And it's when you go in, it's like a bohemian styled speakeasy / cigar lounge.
Oh, I dig all of that.
And you have to go in through the alley to get in.
That's wild.
Oh, it is badass. If I ever get out there, I tell everybody, I'm like, oh, you got to go check out Cigar Cave because just the whole vibe, I'm like, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See, that's one of the things, that's probably the gateway drug between California and Las Vegas of me getting into smoking was hookah, right? They had all the hookah lounges. And
now, how was that? I always wanted to try a hookah, but I just never have because it's like, if you're gonna go
it's
do
a lot.
it,
Listen, it's a lot of work.
Is it really?
If you want to get into the hookah smoking business and you're not just going to a hookah lounge to have them set it all up, we've got a hookah at the house, right? But you got to fill the water, you got to tap it, you got to light the coal.
What do you mean tap it?
Well, you put your tobacco in the cup and you have to make sure it's not too packed, otherwise you won't get the airflow. But man, there's some good hookah tobaccos out there.
Well, that's why. Well, let me back up. So you may not know who this is, but Dirty Fabian. Do you know who that is?
No.
Okay.
But it sounds like somebody I want to know.
He's a badass, and he used to be like one of the vice president, something like that, of marketing sales for Drew Estate. And so, like 2 years ago, he quit, just like out of the blue, quit.
Quit Drew Estates?
Right. Just bam, I'm done. And so we reached out to him and said, hey, man, we'd love to have you on the show. And he was like, cool, man, I'm down. So we had him on the show. Cool dude. Like, very cool dude. And I said, what are you going to do? And he's like, I'm going to Europe. I'm going to take a year off. And I was like, nice. And so anyway, I reached out to him last December and I was like, dude, what are you up to? And he was like, man, just living life, having a good time and, just taking it easy. And I was like, so have you smoked any good cigars I don't know about? And he said, dude, I hardly ever smoke cigars at all anymore. Now I'm into the hookah. And I was like, are you serious? How the hell does that happen? And he just said that he found some tobaccos that he loves and he's enjoying it. And I'm like, that's what it's all about, regardless of what you're smoking.
Yeah.
But while I was at TPE, there was a lot of hookah sellers at the convention. And when I was asking them, 90% of it was like infused flavors.
Yes. It's all about the flavors and they got the Starbucks. It's it's the cosmopolitan of cigars, right? Because you can get the fruity thing and you can get in there, or you can get the really heavy, high tobacco, high nicotine content and get your buzz on.
So can you get like tobaccos that are just natural tobaccos, no flavors?
I'm sure you can, but we've always tried to find something a little more exotic. I got away from the fruity stuff. The Starbuzz is really kind of the most popular brand in the hookahs. And I found this white chai masala. So, because I'm like, I don't want fruity stuff. I've gone into the cigar world now. Like, so I don't want a really fruity
right
hookah. So the chai masala has that creamy, spicy,
really
full flavor. And
does it have the tobacco flavor? Because that's really what I want to experience.
No, you probably won't dig it.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're after that good tobacco,
because when I smoke a cigar,
earthy, no.
Like sometimes I don't even care what the profile is when I taste just good quality tobacco. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like the hookah, the dynamics of the water bong system itself kind of pulls and leaches.
Takes some of the flavor away.
Like pouring water through a t-shirt,
So you're right. So, really, also, I didn't think about this, but does the filtering through the water take away from some of the flavors you might experience?
No, I don't think it does. For me, when I'm smoking hookah, and here's the thing, hookah comes in waves for me. There are moments where suddenly I have that hookah set up there, and it's maybe twice a year I'll go on a month-long bender where I just want hookah, and it's good.
I've wanted to try one, but I'm just like, I don't want any of the sweet foo-foo stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have a hookah. Maybe you could bring it over here. We put it right here on this studio table,
sure.
and we try it out on the show.
Yeah. Here, I'll pick the least fruity flavor and get you the best high blend.
Let me ask you this, because I don't know how a hookah works.
Uh-huh.
Could you take like a cigar and cut it into 4 sections and then cram that tobacco in the hookah?
You can't. It has to be a moist.
Oh.
A moist
Well, what if I
tobacco.
sprayed it with a little water? I'm
sure somebody has tried.
So
I mean, maybe if you
tobacco
douse it,
is a special.
It's a moist tobacco leaf. It's a moist tobacco leaf that absorbs all the
so
oils and the
once you get it going, does it go out because it's so humidified, or does it keep burning?
No, the coal. You can put
you put
second
coals
coal
on top.
Yeah, there's a coal on top, and you can put a second coal on there to keep it going. But usually after about 2 coals, the tobacco starts to ashen, and then it gets that kind of burnt flavor.
Oh, okay.
If you go too long. So then you have to clean the bowl and get a fresh set.
I know nothing.
See, I can teach you about that.
You know what?
You can teach me about cigars, and I can teach you about
I would
hookah.
love to try some. Just because Dirty Fabian said that's what he's on, it makes me think there's some tobaccos out there in the hookah industry that would blow you away.
Probably. And here's the thing. Like, I don't ever smoke cigar in the house because it just, then your house is a cigar lounge. But hookah,
I'm not allowed to smoke
innocent.
cigar in the house.
It's like incense in the house, right? It puts this really pleasant
Really?
kind of incensey scent into your home.
That's a bonus.
Yeah. You don't have to
Awesome.
go outside in the cold to do it. You can be all cozied up by the fireplace.
So, being that you're at the Leaf now, I don't see you there very much. Like, it's very rare that I catch you there because,
I'm a Friday night girl. Catch me on a Friday night, I'll
I'm
be
very
up there.
rare on a Friday. I don't do Fridays very often. I do Saturday mornings. I do Saturday nights sometimes. And then just sporadically throughout the week. But other than that, that's like my go-to.
I'm going to tell you, Jay was probably the most drawing factor there. We love Jay.
Oh.
He's so sweet.
Anybody that like calls up and orders some cigars from Jay and Jay answers, they message me and be like, dude, Jay was so taking care of us. And I'm like, of course, that's just who he is. I say that in a world filled full of corporate greed, like companies don't give a shit about their employees. Companies don't give a shit about the consumers. Jay is the opposite. Jay is like so focused on the customers. And I always say that Jay does the right thing for the right reason. And that's how you run a business. And all these people have forgot that. Like, it's coming back to Jay in droves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the business just grows every week. But it's because he's taking care of the important things.
He's why I bought the membership, right?
Boom.
I was just walking in and out and casually coming in, and you're like, you got a whole thing where you can get a membership, and yes, I want that. Put me in.
Right. And I mean, if you are within like 50 miles, 100 miles, you should come by the Leaf for the experience alone.
For sure.
I mean, in the front, they have the big screen TV. If there are sporting events on, they got the sofa, a couple of chairs, and then a table for like the dweebs that play D&D. And then, another chess table, another table that we just sit out and smoke. I mean, it's just an inviting environment.
I want a patio seat out there, though, too.
I hope one day there is a patio.
Draw more people in. Like, hey, look what I'm doing. This is the cool place to hang.
Well, at the old Leaf, there was actually a table and chair set out front on the sidewalk.
Really?
Yeah. But,
With the right time of year. I mean, that's just...
right. And this is the right time of year. Like this time of year and in October, best 2 times a year in Texas as far as smoking, cigars, and weather.
Well, let me tell you. When I first moved here, everybody told me Texas is great. Texas weather's fantastic. A week after I moved here, when we were still living in an Airbnb, snowpocalypse.
Yeah.
Y'all damn lied to me. Texas ain't.
Well,
weather.
I mean, to be fair, it hadn't happened for like 4,000 years. So,
I got to blame it on myself. I'm a woman. I moved away from the big city and came to Texas.
and we didn't have enough electricity for everyone.
Yep.
Fortunately, I got a fireplace, and so we had plenty of wood. But if you wanted to take a shower, it was painful.
We were with, I don't know, the people who own Sockdolager. That's actually who we were staying with during, they have an Airbnb set up, and that's who we were staying with. And gosh, Kristen and James got to know them real well, and thank God for them. We're sitting there like helping shovel snow to flush the toilets and boil some water.
Wow. So, yeah, if you weren't here, I mean, it was crazy. I mean, like, people didn't have gas. They didn't have electricity. And it was in the single digits.
That same thing happened when I first moved to Vegas, though. They hadn't had snow in years. I moved to Las Vegas in December, and that December was the first time they'd had snow in like 15 years. That piled up. Everything was shut down. Now, mind you, I'm from Illinois originally.
What part?
Peoria.
Bryant's from Illinois, too. He's from East St. Louis.
Yeah. So, I mean, in Illinois, snow, nothing. You couldn't get a school day for nothing for snow. And here I go to Vegas, and they're shutting down over 2 inches. I'm like, come on.
Here, we shut down for, like, not even snow. You know what I mean? Hey, it's going to be a thunderstorm, no school today.
Yes.
And it's like, what? That's not how I grew up.
You go to, like, if you could shovel out your door, you were going. It didn't matter if it was snow taller than you were as a child. You could still walk to school. Go on.
We didn't have to do that. I'm not going to lie. But when I was in kindergarten.
1,000 years ago?
Yes.
Yes.
I did have to walk just a little bit over a mile to get to school. And we had to cross a highway. And there was like, 6 to 8 of us walking together, probably from kindergarten up to 3rd grade. And now, I don't know if you've been to Lubbock, but 4th Street is the road we crossed. And it's like 6 lanes of highway. There was no stoplight. And so we would just walk. And I was just like, my parents let me walk a mile to school.
They loved you. They built character.
Across a highway. Yeah. And I mean, today, that doesn't happen.
The slowest kid in the herd is the weakest link.
Right. We'll get rid of him, and then we've got a better herd. So, anyway, well, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you so much, Pow Pow Kitty.
Yes, sir.
For coming on. We'd love to have you back sometime. And we'll see you around. You know what? You owe me a chess game.
I do owe you a chess game.
Yes. Well, I
hookah.
owe you one. And a hookah. You know what? You bring the hookah back, we'll try it out. But you got to find me some tobacco. I can't do the...
Foo-foo.
Yeah, foo-foo. Anyway, guys, coming up next, we got me and Bryant. We're going to be talking about the Tyson incident. I've got some strong personal opinions, and so does Bryant. So anyway, guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hey, guys, thanks for hanging through the break, and hope you enjoyed the interview with Pow Pow Kitty.
He's got it right.
You know what? By the 8th or 9th time I get it wrong, I come around.
We see.
I always come around.
Yeah.
So, anyway, hey, so we had a couple of things we want to talk about.
Yes, sir.
One is the Streamathon.
Oh, most definitely.
First of all, this coming Saturday, we're doing the Streamathon, raising funds for Cigar Warriors. Our goal, and we're a long ways from it. We are a long ways from it. But our goal is $5,000. I don't know if I told you this, but our original goal was $2,500.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, that was our original goal.
Okay.
And we're at $1,800 now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? We could do better. We could do better. We're giving to the troops.
Yes, correct.
This is the opportunity for you to donate money.
And you know exactly where it's going.
Boom. Cigars for Warriors. Not one single person in the industry of their organization takes a dime.
Tell the truth.
No money.
Yes.
They do it because they're passionate about supporting the troops.
Yes, sir.
And so if you want to support the troops, I can't think of a better way.
Yes, sir.
You're talking about you're going to support the guys that are overseas right now. This is not, you know what? We all appreciate all the soldiers. But this is not to support the guys that live stateside.
No. It's to support
this
those
is the
that are
guys
away from
that
home.
are away from home to give them a little bit of home. You know what I mean? That's
what we relish. Because it lets you know somebody thinks about you.
Right. I was talking to a veteran that did 2 tours in Afghanistan. And he was like, I never received a care package.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, dude. Because when I told him what we were doing, he was like, dude, that would be so awesome. And you know what else he told me? Because I've had people that have said to me when they find out what we're doing to raise funds for, they're like, well, I mean, are you just sending them cigars?
No, they send them care packages, man.
they send care packages with all kinds of things.
Yes.
Starbucks coffee.
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donut coffee.
Yeah.
Well, things guys can't get. But, yeah, they also send them cigars. And I don't know if you know this, but the number one request they get is cigars.
Yes.
And so I was asking a guy who was a veteran. I was like, why do you think the cigar part is so much higher than all the other requests? And he said, I'll tell you exactly why it is. Because when you send a PlayStation game, two guys get to enjoy that.
Tell the truth.
But when you send a box of cigars, the entire troop gets to come together and enjoy a cigar, the camaraderie.
Yes.
And it's like you don't even know where you are for an hour. It's like taking us back home.
Oh, yeah, it is. Because what you get...
And how valuable is that?
What you get is the opportunity to enjoy the community with people, with brothers and sisters of service. And you're all out there doing the same thing. You're fighting for this country. And you want to be known that you appreciate it. And that's what it does. It shows appreciation. And to have a cigar and sit down with everybody and just chill.
And the guy I was talking to, he
love
said,
it, man.
you know, a lot of guys we get care packages from different organizations, and a lot of them is like, you know, Ritz crackers and wet wipes.
Yeah.
And he's like, what people don't realize is that we can get that here. We can get that. We cannot get cigars.
Nope.
So if you're part of the cigar community, make sure that at least you hop on for an hour or two. We're going to be live streaming from noon to 2000. 8 hours. And let me tell you about some of the guests we got.
Oh, yeah. Talk about them.
You know what? We have so many guests.
Al McAuliff.
Dude, Al McAuliff is going to be one of our guests. Michael Herklotz is going to be one of our guests. We've got Fuad. Did I say that right?
Faoud.
Okay. From Hireman Sullivan. You know what? Fuad. Anyway, Faoud is going to be on from Hireman Solomon. We've got Lil Cisco Kid.
Yes, sir.
Which she's going to be there co-hosting. We've got Big Ash. I think Big Ash is actually our first guest of the show.
Oh, she kicks it off.
You know who our last one is?
Who?
Cigar Adventurer. Like this dude, I met him at TPE. Dude wore one of the most amazing, Hugh Hefner smoking jackets that you could have at the 8 Lounge. Like it was black and with red roses all over it. And I was like, dude's a player.
Are you going that route for the Streamathon?
I'm wearing a tuxedo. I'm wearing a tuxedo. I'm going to have...
Is it going to be a T-shirt or an actual tuxedo?
No, it's actually...
Okay.
I got a I got a blue jacket with the black, satin, whatever that is.
Okay.
And then I got
lapel.
a bluish bow tie.
Okay.
I got a bluish, handkerchief square.
Okay.
I got cufflinks.
Okay.
I got black pants, black shoes, and I got blue suspenders.
That's what I was getting ready to go. You named everything from the top. We know you wear cargo short. I was like, he will come in with everything from the top of his tuxedo.
You know what's funny is, let me tell you, you're not far off.
Oh, Lord.
Because originally I thought I could just tell them not to photograph me from the waist up. That way I can still do the shorts and the flip-flops. And you know what? I'm still.
If you got the black slacks, the black socks, the black shoes,
it all new,
and the purple suspenders, you got to wear it all. There's no reason for you to come in cargo shorts and flip flops.
Let me tell you something. I lit up the La Crema,
you, brother. Great stick.
It's been a long time since I've had the La Crema.
Great stick.
It really is.
Great stick.
Anyway, yeah. So, and I know you're going to deck out.
Yeah.
You are.
Okay. I'm not going to wear a tuxedo.
Right. But I expect to be looking over and be like, yeah, he's pimping.
I will not have a tuxedo on.
But you're going to be up. Yeah. Because you got way more style than I do.
I'm actually going to, it's going to be more of dress. It's going to identify the military fraternity that I'm in. So that's what you're going to see.
So you're going to be on roller skates and wearing a grass dress.
Not suit coat, bow tie, shirt, slacks, shoes.
You are wearing a bow tie?
Yeah.
Woo!
That's our official
now, do you have a bow
uniform.
tie already?
Dude, I got 30 bow ties. What are you talking about? I used to wear bow ties to work every day.
Are you serious?
Serious. It was easier to wear a bow tie than to wear because I can't. I like certain styles of
I'm just going to tell you this.
Bundles on a regular tie. I can't do them.
It reminds me of Urkel.
Oh. No, they're not going to be that high.
Did I do that?
They're not going to be that high.
Okay, just checking.
No, bro, it ain't going to be that high. But we're going to be good.
Awesome, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, sir.
You know what? I'm torn.
Why?
I'm ready to get it going.
Oh, okay.
I'm ready for it to be over.
Okay, I got you.
Because it's been kicking my ass.
I got you.
When I thought of this idea, I didn't think it through.
As usual.
I didn't think about how much time I was going to have to put into this. I thought, we'll just do an 8-hour show.
Yeah, he's like, great idea.
Dude,
I'll do everything. And he got in there and he was like, oh, shit.
I tell you, I believe 4:00 p.m. Central, Jonathan Drew is jumping on.
Okay.
Jonathan Drew. Have you seen Jonathan Drew? First of all, he doesn't do a lot of like show shit. But the dude, from what I've seen, is like a crazy man.
We'll find out on the 7th.
I think I'm crazy, but that dude,
if he can outdo you, is he Gator crazy?
Hey, let's talk about someone else on the show for a second. Yeah. Has nothing to do with the Streamathon.
Okay.
So I went back in my Facebook Messenger messages, and I found the conversation that I was having with Matt Booth. And the first one I had was May 17th of 2021. And I said, hey, man, we'd love to have you on the show. We love what you do, blah, 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 blah. He came back and was like, yeah, man, I'd love to do the show. Let me know when you're ready. So I sent him a message. He didn't answer. Sent him another message. He didn't answer. Sent him another message, and he didn't answer. And then like 5 months later, I sent him another message, and he answers. Yeah, man, I'd love to do the show. Let me know when you're ready. 5 messages later, he doesn't answer me back. I run into him. Actually, I'm hanging out with Omar, the owner of OM Cigars, which I think are amazing.
Yes.
And I'm hanging out with the dude. I look over in the crowd.
And there he is.
And there's Booth. I go over. He doesn't know me from Adam. I grab him by the shoulders, and I'm like, hey, you motherfucker. Now, I don't know. Maybe that was too abrasive.
Yeah, it was you, though. It was you.
And he looked at me like, I don't know who this guy is. And I said, I'm Cigar Talk. I've been trying to get you on the show. You're here at TPE. Let's knock it out. He's like, cool. Hit me up tomorrow. We'll make it happen. So, next day, I interview Michael Herkelotz and a couple other people. And I've got like 5 minutes between the next interview. I go out to find Booth. And I find him. He's entertaining like 4 fans.
Gotcha.
And I'm like waiting patiently. And when he's done, I'm like, hey, I'm Rob with Cigar Talk. We're in the media room. Let's knock it out, bro. And he says, hey, I've got a few meetings I got to do. I got to be out of here by 4. So I will come by before 4 and we will knock it out. And I'm like, all right, sweet, dude. Cool. And then I go back and we interview like 12 people. And he doesn't show up.
See?
And so then rewind to, if you happen to catch the one-on-one of me and Big Ash, you know, on the one-on-one interviews now, we do the interview, and then I do a 10-question trivia question
afterwards.
And then you get to ask me any 2 questions you want. Big Ashley, one of her questions to me was, who is your least favorite person in the cigar industry?
Least favorite.
And I said, Matt Booth.
Without a breath. It just flowed freely.
Boom.
I got you.
And then she was on a live stream with him the very next night.
Uh-huh.
She told him about all the animosity. And basically, I think Booth said, fuck him.
Well, that just went to PG-13.
No, I already dropped one earlier. I did.
Oh, I didn't even hear it.
Yeah. It's just so used to hearing it. Anyway, after the live stream with Big Ash, he was like, message me, we'll get it done. And I said, I would love for you to be on the Light 'em Up crew show that we do just for the Patreons. And those guys love the unfiltered, uncensored version. And so he's a great match because he is very vulgar.
So you two together.
I like to say he is a vulgar man. You know what I mean? He's vulgar.
He's a vulgar man. He's not conserved.
So, and I told him about the Light 'em Up crew. And he was like, yeah, I'm down. Let's do it all. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, let's do the show on this date at this time. He's like, cool, got it on my calendar. I'm good to go. So last Tuesday was the day. And I get a message at like 1600 where his interview is at like, I think 1800. He sends me a message like, hey, bro, sorry, I'm double booked. We're going to have to reschedule.
Here we go.
And you know what I did?
Delete.
I deleted
Delete.
it. Fuck
Delete.
Matt Booth.
Delete.
All right, because you know what? Matt Booth, you could call begging to be on this show, and it ain't going to happen, motherfucker. That just earned me a look for Big Dick Larry. He's like, did you just say that?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, you know what? I got a whole humidor over here with Matt Booth's cigars. Mm-hmm. I already smoked one. It was really good. But you know what? I'm not going to tell anybody that.
He just did.
All right. Well, it sucked. No, it was good.
Yeah.
I had the Farce Maduro.
You have to be honest with it.
I'm not going to bullshit about somebody's quality.
You love the stick, but you hate the person.
I don't hate.
Well, you don't like the person.
Bingo.
Yeah. Love the stick, don't like the person.
Right.
Got you.
And, Matt Booth can fix all of this.
Yeah.
He can fix it. But I don't think he wants to fix it. I think he wants to be a dick.
It's too far past it.
Yeah. And so I need an apology.
Uh-oh. You're not going.
I am. If I don't get an apology, fuck it, Booth. You ain't never getting on.
Larry, he going Ken on us. He ain't going Karen.
I'm going Kanye.
That's even worse.
I'm going Kanye.
Wow. I guess we won't have Matt Booth on the show.
But let me tell you this.
What's that?
Did I show you the Photoshop?
Oh, you told me about it. I've never seen it.
Oh,
and
well, you are in for a treat.
He's not just going to show me. He's going to show the entire audience.
And you know what? I'm going to post this on the video. So if you're watching YouTube, you will see this.
Oh, Lord.
But this is Matt Booth now, okay? You see he's got, long, and, when a guy has hair that long, it's like a pride thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because it took some work
to get it there.
You didn't just grow that overnight.
No.
So, I do a lot of Photoshop fun stuff.
You do a whole lot of fun. He made the dude. Oh, my God.
You can't tell that's Photoshop. Come on. He's wearing a Cigar
And then he got a Cigar Talk t-shirt on. Oh.
That will be up in the little area right over here.
Oh, my gosh. I'm telling folks, man, you don't want to get on Rob's wrong side, man.
But this is more like fun.
It is, but
I didn't send a dog cleaning service to his house to wash his ball sack.
Oh God.
Larry's like, that's enough.
We've lost our R rating now.
So, all right, that's enough. Hey, Streamathon.
Yes.
Next Saturday, coming Saturday, May the 7th, from noon to 2000 Central.
Hours straight.
Central time. And we're going to be at the Leaf.
Yes.
I'm going to be in a tuxedo. That's worth tuning in for. I mean, you can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig.
That's what we're going to see.
Right? So a lot of guys in the Discord are taking bets on how long I'll last because I'm going to start drinking at 11.
You had a bow tie on your head, suspenders crisscrossed.
I'm like, Brian, I need a pitch hitter
because I'm done. I'm done.
I'm not doing anything. I'm done. So,
oh man, it's
going to be fun.
Yeah, I was just going to say that
for the cause,
and that's the most important thing.
If you're not supporting the troops, you should not listen to this show.
I'm an ex-troop. I'm a veteran.
I know you are.
I'm a veteran.
But I'm saying if you're not willing to support the troops that have sacrificed their family life, their wife and kids are back here, they're over there. And I mean, some of the guys have some decent living situations, but some of the guys live in some shit. Like if you were like at Oak Cliff living under a bridge, you'd have it better than what they have.
Why you say Oak Cliff?
Because I've been to Oak Cliff.
Oak Cliff won state.
Okay, have you been to Oak Cliff?
Yeah,
I have.
I went to a church in Oak Cliff.
I did senior photos for a high school from Oak Cliff back in like 97.
It was a lot of Jerry Carroll juice there, wasn't it?
There was a lot of people that couldn't fill out the card.
I'm leaving that alone. I'm going. What about our pick six this week?
All right, I'll let you go first.
I'm leaving that alone. Okay, not in any order. I had 2 of these in my humidor, and I smoked one Wednesday.
All right.
I'll give you one guess of what it is. It's a stick that I love, and it only comes out once a year.
Oh, it meant to be fine and rare.
No.
Oh.
I got more than them. I said I only have 2 of these in my humidor.
Well, I don't know how much you've been smoking.
No, I ain't been smoking them like that.
All right.
You know what it was?
I don't.
Punch egg roll.
Really? That was on your list.
Punch egg roll. You know how I love them punch egg rolls, man. And the fact that you could only get them once a year, I held on to 2, and it got to mature in that humidor, and boy, those flavors just came out.
Nice.
Next was Alec Bradley Prensado.
It's been a long time since I've smoked one of those. You know, I believe that cigar got number 1 in like 2014.
I didn't know that.
Maybe 2015 or no. It was either 14 or 13, I think. And they were not ready for it. Like when you're out of the blue picked to be number 1, dude, your factory is about to be taxed.
Blown up.
Yeah.
And the stick is worth if it was number 1 in 13 or 14. It is. And my last on the list, I had this. I saved it. I actually bought this like 5 or 6 months ago. But it was a Padron Anniversary Series 1964.
Oh, yeah. That's a great stick.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with that.
I bought 2. I smoked 1 at the leaf. And the next one is just sat in the humidor. And Tuesday, I actually pulled that one out. So that was my pick 6 of the week.
Hey, I like it, dude.
Yes,
That's a good list. So I'm going to tell you right now. This is a cigar that I've been going back to pretty regular.
Okay.
The Crowned Heads Mil Diaz.
Mil Diaz.
Dude, you know the red?
Yes.
Have you had that?
I had one, and it was a good stick, but I never look for it when I go into the humidor.
So when you go, you know how you go straight across, and then you go down the aisle.
You get to the Crown Head section.
The Crown Head section, and there's the Mil Diaz, and dude, they have Vitolas that are like 6 by 46, which you know, and then they've got some smaller ones.
Yeah.
And dude, I'm going to tell you right now, I've become a fan of Crowned Heads.
I'm going to grab me a couple of them.
Let me tell you something. I invited the owner of Crowned Heads to be on the show. And fortunately, he was not like Matt Booth. But anyway, I said, hey, man, I'd love to have you on the show. Let me know, blah, blah, blah. And he sent me a message the next day. He's like, yeah, let's work out the schedules and make it happen. Anyway, when you look at that dude's Instagram,
blow it up.
Cool dude.
Yes, sir.
Cool dude.
Yes, sir.
And I love finding cigar brands that the people behind the name is just cool.
Diamonds in the rough, baby.
Yeah.
Diamonds in the rough.
And, you know, I don't really consider Crowned Heads like a brand that's unknown. But I think a lot of people may have smoked it like 4 or 5 years ago, and they had an opinion, and they haven't gone back.
Yeah. But they need to go back.
They need to go back because,
yes.
like, I smoked the Four Kicks.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good cigar, but it wasn't something that tickled my fancy. You like that?
Yeah.
I knew you would.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Coming from you.
Tickled my fancy.
We going back toward a G rating.
But anyway, when I smoked the Mil Dias and then I started going through their line, I was like, this dude makes some good cigars.
Yes.
And so I've been very happy with what I've been smoking, but almost at least once a week when I go to the Leaf, I pick up a Mil Dias.
Gotcha. I'm going to go in there looking at the section and grab me one.
Yeah, good for you. Then the next one is from Steve Saka. It's the Blue Band Mi Querida. Dude, you should be freaking impressed that I just spit that name out.
I am. That's why I didn't spit my cigar.
Right. I don't know if I could do it again. But anyway, dude, that's a great stick.
Yes.
I mean, if you want to get a complexity stick, it's complex.
You walk in that one.
It really is.
Yeah.
And when you're drinking some bourbon, it's going to find a nice pairing across a very wide spectrum of bourbons. And also, if you're drinking some, like I drink every day, the dark roast Brazilian, I can tell you it pairs with that phenomenally.
Okay. I'm going to check that out with that Brazilian.
Yeah, you really should. And then my last stick of today is, and I know this has made my list several times, but the Sun Grown from Tabanero.
Yeah.
Dude, lights out.
Dude, I saw you 2 times at the Leaf this
Well,
week.
think about
and
this,
both
though.
times you had that.
Let's think about this, though. And I mean, you guys know their sponsors. We're going to talk about it a little bit. But when I go to the Leaf, I still buy these cigars out of my own pocket because it's the best cigar I know. Like, when I get that Sun Grown, it was my cigar of 2021.
Yes, it was.
And I go in there and get one for $11, and it's the level of being cigar of the year.
Yeah.
If you haven't checked out Tabanero,
you wasted your time.
You're like, have you ever been to like one of those big like ponds or lakes where they have those ducks where you get in them and you like pedal?
Yeah.
If you're not smoking Tabanero, that's what you're doing. You're in one of those ducks and you're just paddling around the lake, and you know what? It seems like a lot of fun at first, but when you get halfway across the lake and realize you got to paddle all the way back.
That's a messed up visual, dude.
I always hated those.
We can tell.
I'm just saying that, you know what? You want something special.
Yeah.
Get it.
Take that.
Tabanero will have a link down the show notes for them. And Jay at the Leaf has Tabaneros, so if you want to call him up, he will ship them out the same day you call.
Yes.
So that's all
a good 3.
About that.
That's a good 3.
No, dude. I mean, and I've smoked a lot of other good cigars, but that was my top. My top 3 this week.
Gotcha.
So
we had a good pick 6 this week.
Yeah. Oh, so let's talk about the Tyson incident.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know about it until you mentioned it.
Yeah.
I was like, because I had seen a workout video, and I was
what
just
you
like,
thought I was talking about.
Holy shit. This dude is an animal.
Yeah.
This dude's a beast.
Yeah.
And so when you said, what did you think about that Mike Tyson video? I was like, dude, that was badass.
I was
well,
like,
we weren't.
No. You didn't see. You couldn't have. So I showed you the video, and you just froze. You was like, and then first thing came out your mouth, what was on that dude's mind? But
how did that happen?
You know, you got a brief synopsis.
Well, let's back up. So there's Mike Tyson's on a flight.
Yeah, he's on a flight to Miami,
and that's like it looked like maybe a business class. It wasn't first class, but it had like the little things that were down so people wouldn't bother you. Mike Tyson's sitting there up against the window. There's a dude sitting 2 seats over, 1 row back, that apparently
was he's friends with the other guy.
Who? What other guy?
The guy that got whooped.
Oh no, that guy was sitting 1 row back, 2 over.
Yeah, but you had a dude actually that was across the aisle, 1 row back. And he was filming it because he was friends with the other guy.
I didn't realize they were friends.
Yeah, and Tyson had posed for pictures with everybody that asked for a picture. He did that. Whoever wanted an autograph, he gave them that. And then when we're done, he was like, I'm done. We getting ready to fly. So he sits down. The dude keeps going on. He keeps egging.
And I saw that part of the video, and the guy is like yapping.
Yeah.
Just yapping. Being like that little chihuahua on your ankle. You know what I mean? Just
and that's true. That's exactly what it was.
And Tyson was like, hey, man, just drop it.
Yes.
You know, let it go. I don't want to have to kick your ass.
He was the 2022 Tyson, not the 1990 Tyson.
He was not the Holyfield fight Tyson.
No, he
wasn't.
Laid back, dude. We getting ready to fly, chill. He going to a cannabis convention. He going to make money.
And he was trying the product before he got on the plane. So, you know, he's laid back.
Laid back, chill.
And
dude,
this dude just will not stop.
Yeah, but see, the point that got him totally whooped was he threw a water bottle at him and it missed. But then he climbed over the top of Tyson's seat and started pointing in his face. And that was just the point where it was like, I'm done.
And then Tyson said, you violated my personal space, and now I'm going to violate yours.
Take this ass whooping like a man.
But, you know, the thing about it is, it wasn't like he beat the shit out of him. He really didn't.
He didn't.
And I was on Twitter, and I saw someone post, it was like, oh, so we want to hold these people accountable for this type of violence, but we don't want to hold Tyson to the same standards. And I was like, that's not the same.
No.
These other people that you mentioned were like, they were comparing with Will Smith.
No, and that was like, an instigator.
Will Smith
was the instigator.
Right. He was the instigator and the assaulter.
Yeah. So you can't compare those two. What you have is a man that did more than what you asked for. He gave you pictures and autograph, and now he just wants to ride. He just wants to ride like everybody else on the plane. And you continue to mess with him. So you get him to that point where you still got to understand this man is 55 years old. He ain't got time for that craziness, man.
It's over.
And he going to a cannabis convention. Yeah, people. He's going to a cannabis convention.
Okay.
He was going there for business.
Right.
He owns a responsibility. He owns this stuff in Colorado. It's about business. He ain't on that craziness, man.
No, he was very chill.
So you brought this. To him.
Even when he stood up and started punching the kid, it wasn't like he went batshit crazy.
No, it
was like, I told you. And you didn't believe me.
He gave him enough blows that dude was like, okay, I'm done. He's like, and Tyson turned around and sat down. But then,
what I'm waiting on is the lawsuit.
No, and see, that's where I'm getting at. He turned around and sat down. Then Tyson thought about it. No, I can't be on this plane. So he got up and he left.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the dude sitting there with his head busted over, the flight attendants told him he couldn't fly on the plane anymore because he was intoxicated, and you've just caused a ruckus on the plane. So he had to leave. So the San Francisco police come. He tells his story. Tyson tells his story. They said, there's no case here. If Tyson doesn't want to press charges because he was defending himself, there's no case here. And Tyson's like, no, I just want to get on the next plane smoking going to Miami. That's all I want to do.
Well, let me tell you this. It really, if you break it down, it was Tyson's fault. Dude should have been in first class. Come on, man. You make that kind of money, you ain't flying in first class.
Business class, charging it off for the business.
You're Mike Tyson. Come on.
It don't matter. He's looking at the tax on the back of, hey, I can claim this.
I'm like, you know what? I'm not one of sitting around people like you. Because you ain't getting that in first class most of the time.
You're not. But the point is, for those that felt like Tyson was in the wrong, I don't understand your frame of mind. I don't. Because if a person comes up to you and continues to badger you,
know what I say to that?
What's that?
Millennial.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's today's mindset.
Like I'm allowed to fuck with you, but don't you lay a hand on me.
Nah, man.
You know what I mean? That's.
And I can understand it.
If you are a millennial, I'm not calling all of you that way.
Millennial.
Let's talk about this for a minute. I don't know if you saw this on Facebook, but we had a guy named Stephen Wells. he is like one of the longest listeners to the show. And I know because back when we did an every week giveaway, the dude won like
I remember
80%.
his name.
It was like, and the winner is.
Yep, I remember that name.
And, we used to do like, you got to give us, we would do a quiz over what we said in the show, and he would like be the first one to listen and then win the show. Yeah. And so we were like, all right, we're going to have to do something different because Steve's winning everything. But anyway, Steven posted a thing on my Streamathon post on Facebook. And it said, I bid on some of the stuff on the Cigars for Warriors charity event, but you know what? I've listened to you guys for a long time, and you are making car salesmen out to be liars. And I'm a car salesman. I've been a car salesman for a long time, and I'm just not going to listen to the show anymore.
Why? Wait a minute. Yeah, I got to listen to this. I'm shutting up. Talk.
So
please.
And you know what? I got to read my response.
Okay.
Because I don't want to misrepresent what I said.
No paraphrasing.
Yeah.
This.
Because here's, first of all, the guy is legitimately like been around since the very beginning. So, I got to give the guy credit for that. I mean,
to take that ride with us.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about where we came from, it was pretty rough being a fan back in the day.
Lord.
And so, all right, where is it though, dude? I get a lot of freaking stuff on here. Last night when I was doing the HERF, by the way, I got an invitation to join a cigar community builder group.
Okay.
So we had the HERF, and I went into that group, and I posted a video of like smoke going up, and it said, HERF, join us tonight. And then it had a link to join our HERF. And I was told, can't do that.
Why?
It's not, this group is not for posting content. It's for networking. And I said, well, I was sending out an invitation to join us on a HERF. And I said, but I didn't know that violated the rules. I'm sorry. I took the post down, and then I left the group. It's like, not somebody I want to be friends with. All right, so here we go. And I'll just read it, okay? Steven says, I put some bids in. I like the charity. I think I'm done listening to the podcast, though. Too many times saying that car salesmen are liars. I know we are an easy target, but it's not something I want to hear from something I listen to for enjoyment.
Okay, that's different from what you said earlier, but
that's why I wanted to go back and read it, because I was paraphrasing my pointed, slanted view. And then I said, Stephen Wells, that was the HMMM.
Oh, God.
I said, might I feel comfortable saying it because I was a car salesman myself in my younger years. As you probably already know, there's some damn good lawyers, there's some damn good policemen, there's some damn good people in politics, but there's also a few shitbags sprinkled in, giving the undue perception that most of these careers are crooked.
Yeah.
I didn't know you sold cars. I worked with some real pieces of shit when I sold cars. I never intended to offend. I appreciate how long you've been a listener. I remember when you won damn near everything we gave away. You tolerated my shitty shipping skills. Because if you won back in the day,
you get it 3 months later.
You're going to get it, but it's going to be a while.
Because everybody got their stuff at the same time.
And I said, I understand if you decide to stop listening. Let's see, where did I go? Oh, this mesh, I had to undo to drop down the rest. But anyway, I said, you tolerate our shitty shipping skills. I understand if you decide to stop listening to our show. Hope you don't. But know that it wasn't directed at you or the thousands of other car salesmen that are doing a great job.
Yeah.
I should make it particular and say car salesman. Oh, I should make it particular and say car salesman Carl Snyder from Lubbock is actually an example that always comes to mind. He sold his brother a car off of our lot for $3,000 more than what the dealer wanted for it. Because he's a complete piece of shit.
Wow.
And I didn't put this in the message, but one day I'm sitting at my desk and the phone rings. I answer like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And it's my little baby brother. He says, hey, man, I've been wanting to buy a car. You think you could help me out? I'm like, hell yeah, come up here, man. I'll wait for you. Let me know when you get here, blah, blah, blah. I hang up the phone. Car salesman standing next to me, apparently minding my business, says, is that your brother? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, dude, you can fuck your brother and he won't even know. Wow. And you can make a hell of a commission.
Wow.
And I was like, no. So when I use the example
that's
of
what you
car salesmen
from.
being shitty liars,
that's where you pulling from.
That's where I'm pulling from. Yeah. I'm not saying they're all like that.
Yeah.
But also the other thing is, I love Steven. He's been a long-time fan.
Yes.
But the other part of it is, if you don't want to listen, don't listen, because I will not be censored. That's the truth.
He makes his stand 10 toes down.
Dude, that is the First Amendment right.
10 toes down.
And I will not
gonna
cower
budge
on that, whether it be a listener, a sponsor, or anybody else. If I can't come on here and have fun, I'm not going to do it.
Gotcha.
And I think I have a blast. We do this because we love doing it.
Most definitely.
And so I never intend to hurt anyone's feelings, to offend anyone. And I'm sure I offend several people a week because I don't care if I do. That's just not my intention. But I just wanted to make it clear that I didn't want to offend him. I hope he still continues to listen to the show. He's been there since almost the beginning.
Yeah.
And at the same time, not going to be censored.
Gotcha.
If I say car salesmen are liars, it's because I've had that experience.
Gotcha.
And I'm not talking about him. Never bought a car from him.
Didn't know he was selling cars.
I didn't know he was selling cars. But, he's always been a great guy. And so we had a few more exchanges, and it ended on a positive note.
That's the blessing.
But I just thought it was interesting because it brought to my attention that some people might be offended by something that I say or you say, and that's never our intention. But also, it's like I told Tim, I have one feeling left, and it's not Tinder, so you don't ever have to apologize to me for anything you say. That's me. But that's not everybody.
Gotcha. So what's this?
Oh, we're doing a giveaway.
Yeah. What's this giveaway?
So here's the deal. You have to go on the YouTube channel for this episode and post a message that I was thinking something like in the general thing. If you want to be in the drawing for this gift from Cigar Talk that I think is a blessing.
Gotcha.
What would be something that you would think they need to say in the comment section? Pick me.
I win. We've done so many things, especially back in the beginning.
I was thinking that you could tell me, like in the comments, what we really want to hear is what's the best cigar you've smoked this week.
Yeah, we've never done that one.
Right.
Yeah.
And so if you say the best cigar I smoked this week and then whatever, as long as you say that, you're in the drawing.
Gotcha.
And let me show you what we got.
Okay. You get that, what was that? That Price is Right music? Dun, 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 dun. No, that's not it. That's not it at all. Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's the gift. I know what that gift is. Yes, sir. You talking about a blessing. Man, I wish I could get into this one.
These are hard to get.
Oh, they are.
So this is the AJ Fernandez Enclave Humidor. And I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the box. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe not all the way out, but, I want
because doesn't it flip down? Yeah, there it is. It flip down in the front.
It flips down. And, dude.
Look at it. Look at it.
It's got the AJ logo right there. It's got a tray. Holds about 100 cigars.
Tilt it forward so they can see it. Yes.
And that's just a tray. You can take the tray out, and you got cigars underneath. Mm-hmm. And it's actually got like ribs in there, so you can
separate them. Yeah.
But anyway, we're going to give this humidor away. And so, in order to qualify, you have to go on the YouTube channel, and under this video, put in there the best cigar I smoked this week, and then put your cigar.
Gotcha.
And I don't care if your best cigar was a factory smoke. As long as you say that, you're in the running.
So it doesn't depend on what the cigar is. Just It depends on the phrase.
Right. If you do that phrase,
you're in the drawing.
We're going to give this.
Flip down, yeah.
All right.
He's trying. He's got it.
It's like in Star Wars when they pull those reactors down.
And
anyway,
the beauty
that's what the top looks like, Larry, if you want to flip the camera over here. The top of the humidor looks like that.
And the beauty of this is it's not that humidor that he cut apart.
Right. Well, and the other thing is I'm also going to throw in a 320-gram boost pack for your humidification.
So set them off right.
We like to set them up.
Set them up right.
I don't know if you know this, but do you remember Omar was with AJ Fernandez, and they parted ways, and now he is over Boost, the humidification two-way bags, like Bovetta, but it's Boost. And Boost doesn't have any salt content. And so you can see right there in my humidor, you've got the Boost pack in the back of there, and so far it's been kicking ass.
68.
He sent me a pack of those to try them out, and I've been
had no issues.
Did I tell you what I did to my humidor?
No. Oh yeah, the computer fan. Is that it?
So when we talked to Michael Slate, the founder of Case Elegance, he said one of the things that people don't think about is you need some airflow in your humidor. And I got to thinking about it, and that's a big humidor.
Yes, it is.
So we had no airflow. So that means the humidity is heavy. So it's
staying at the bottom.
It's more at the lower end than it is at the top end. And he said a fan would be great. So I went on Amazon and I bought an 80 millimeter fan that has a USB plug, and then I plugged that into a USB to a power outlet. And dude, my humidity in there went up 4 points. I couldn't believe now right now I have it turned off.
Because it's at 68.
Because it's 68. But when I turned it on, it's got three. It's got low, medium, and high. I put it on medium, and my humidity went all the way up to 74. And I was like, all right, I don't want it that high.
Yeah.
So I turned it off. And now the next time I turn it on, I'm going to put it back on low and see what that does. Because it's a new, I don't know how it is supposed to work, but I figure, trial and error. That's been my way of learning in my entire life.
Yes, sir. That's the way you get it done.
I've had a lot of errors.
I have too. That's what we learn.
But you learn from those.
Yes, that's where you learn. Because if you don't have any errors, you haven't learned anything. Man, I hit my head up against so many walls, bro. And you're like, why do I keep? Because I ain't learned from it. And when you learn from it, you don't hit that wall anymore. Without those failures, you never grow. Never grow. What you looking for now?
I was making sure we were caught up.
Oh, yeah, we caught up on everything.
Notes.
We're caught up on everything.
Oh, auction items. We didn't talk about that.
Yeah, because you got to put some news out.
So look down in the link. There'll be the Cigar Talk Streamathon. It'll actually be the Cigars for Warriors auction. And we've done really well bidding up different items, and we've had some really great donations. So thank each and every one of you that donated. I mean, do you realize that we asked companies to donate for the auction?
Uh-huh.
Do you realize that we had Patreons donate to the auction?
Yeah. Zaka.
And Sean O'Connor. And Kyle.
Yes.
So, I mean, dude, what a blessing when we have a community that they stepped up.
And show who they are.
Dude.
What the community is.
Did you look at the two samplers?
No, I haven't seen it
Oh, my God. Dude, like, I think Sean O'Connor's donation, it was like 20-something sticks, and every one of them was like badass.
Yeah,
like there was four meat lovers in there, and then there was like 3 of the DT X3 3874 whatever.
Yeah,
and dude, you can't buy those.
Nope.
And anyway, there was also a Fine and Rare. There was an Opus X. There was, not an Opus X. There was a McAuliff Reserva.
Ooh.
Dude, we're talking probably $400 worth of sticks in this batch.
Wow.
But anyway, and Zaka's is like huge. Mm-hmm. He's got like 25 sticks in a case that is a humidity case.
Uh-huh.
It's called the Vault. You get that and the cigars, and they're all like banging cigars.
That's the beauty of this, man.
I mean, dudes that they're not the industry, but they
Patreons,
want
man.
to donate.
These brothers of the leaf.
Boom.
Brothers of the leaf.
I mean, that's the example.
Yes.
That's the example.
Yes.
And I don't know if you know, Kyle does the Mac Daddy's original seasoning.
No, that's where you were getting that from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, I put that on everything.
I put that shit on everything.
Boom. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can sprinkle that on a turd.
Oh, no, we're not going to find out.
Okay. But anyway, I'm putting up some new auction items tonight.
Yes, sir.
From they're like some shirts and hoodies or whatever from like Caldwell, Hiram Solomon, Cigars for Warriors.
Gotcha.
There's also some cigar boxes. And so I'm putting those up tonight or tomorrow. And so make sure you go check out the site because that's what we're doing is raising money for the troops.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this week's show. Hope you enjoyed it. And until next time,
keep smoking.
Boom.